Welcome back to Your Magical Midlife, the no BS podcast for unconventional women ready to ditch the shoulds and claim their wild and wise selves. I'm Kate Higgins, your host. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and coach with 25 years of walking women through the chaos, blending my clinical grit with spiritual fire. As women, we walk through 4 distinct portals in our lifetime: the maiden, the mother, the empress, and the crone. Each one brings us wounds to heal and gifts to unpack. This podcast explores all the midlife themes: change, the change, caring for aging parents, unpacking the grief of aging, our shifting identity, and aging with agency, joy, and rebellion. I'm here to help you heal the wounds, flip the scripts, and step into your life that's been waiting for you. Let's get real, raw, gritty, and unleash some magic. So AI is slowly but surely taking our entire lives over, and it can feel a little frightening, a little uncertain, a little unclear. And I've noticed as a therapist and coach that a lot of my clients use AI between sessions to chat a little bit about what's going on with them, looking for guidance, looking for help. And I decided to do a little experiment for myself just to see what all the hubbub and buzz is about. So this week, I talked a lot to ChatGPT. I mean, I used the actual voice app part of it so that it would talk back to me as if I was a person. And, well, I am a person, but to talking back and forth with it as if it is a person, as if it was a coach or a therapist for me. And here's my takeaway. ChatGPT is great for facts, for finding out general overview of what's going on in the world, for maybe getting a recipe, maybe writing an email that, you're hesitant to write, maybe to a landlord or a coworker, or to help you with an awkward exchange that you might have to have with someone. That is where ChatGPT shines. It writes pretty distinct, pretty clear emails. It's really great for that. But where ChatGPT and all the other AIs, Claude, Grok, whoever you use, pick your robot, talking to it about emotional stuff, it definitely has its ups and its downs. So I'm going to be very transparent. I definitely use AI to write the base of an email, and then I fix it and modify it, because honestly, when I see, oh my God, I just did exactly what the chatbot did. And honestly, it did that constantly when I was talking to it this week. So that's why I said that. So let me say that again. I definitely use the chat bot to help me write emails to people I want to maybe pitch myself for their podcast, or for things that I'm struggling to write. I will do that to get the seed of what I need to write. But I always fix it, because I feel that when I see someone's Instagram post and I look at the caption, I can always tell when AI wrote it, because the cadence is the same. It's exactly what it suggested for me to write for my Instagram post. I can always tell. There's a certain rhythm to it. The emojis are in there. I feel like it's very, very obvious that AI spit that out. So I was very curious to see how it would do as a replacement for me as somebody's therapist or coach. So what I did was I made up what I thought was a very pedestrian problem. And I opened my chat app, and I used the voice feature, and I spoke into it. I told it what my problem was, and I had it talk back to me. And I talked to chat for about 20 minutes about my completely fabricated emotional problem. And what I found interesting and as a tell was that it was complete and total validation. It told me I was completely right in what I was worried about. It told me I was valid, right, correct, awesome, fabulous, amazing, and that everything that I told it, I was in the right and the other person was in the wrong. And I find this kind of alarming. As a Gen Xer, and if you're listening to this, you're probably either the oldest millennial possible or somebody who's a Gen Xer like myself. And we were not raised with a ton of validation. Let's be clear. Most of our parents were like, walk it off, crybaby, or what did you do wrong, or something to that effect. And I'm not saying that that's great. I'm not saying that being raised with a lot of criticism was great. But I will also say that being raised to believe in accountability and personal responsibility is key, right? We all know that every exchange we have that goes sideways, part of it we have responsibility for. It's never one person's entire fault. There's always a dance, right? My mother used to say all the time, it takes two to tango. And I think that could be like a Gen X anthem. It takes two to tango. You always have some level of responsibility in every conflict that you have with somebody else. But according to Chat, I was completely right and the other person was completely wrong. And I think where Chat fails as a therapist or a coach is that Chat will keep you on the hook, yesing you to death, validating you up the wazoo, telling you that you're right. And this is part of the feature, is to make you be reliant on its so-called advice, its so-called assistance. I don't think that Chat can help you in any real constructive way. Chat might be great to hype you up, to give you a pep talk. And you know what? Like, Chat gave me a really great pep talk. Chat told me I was essentially a genius, completely perfect, and totally in the right. And if I needed that, that would be great. And sometimes I do need that. Maybe I will use Chat before I make a speech. If I ever get to a conference where I am doing public speaking, I'll have Chat tell me, I'm ready, I'm great, I'm perfect, I'm pretty, all the things I would need to shove me out on stage talking to a big audience. But Chat is never going to challenge you. Chat is never going to pause and say, you might want to think that through again. Or, do you think that maybe the previous experiences that you had in situation XYZ might be tainting your approach to this situation? Chat is not going to remember what happened to you when you were a child and link that maybe tangentially to your situation now and help you slow down, be in the moment, consider things from multiple angles, and make a reasonable, rational decision about something before you move forward. Chat's not great with nuance. Chat is not great with the nuances of human emotion because Chat doesn't have emotion. Chat has no life or lived experience. Chat is a robot, and you know that, and I know that. But what Chat is great at is pretending to be a person. Chat is very seductive in that way. Chat will puff you up, validate you, and make you feel this weird intimacy that's very false. And it's very easy and seductive to get sucked in and believe that this is another person speaking to you because, let's face it, it's really good at this. It's really good at sucking you in and engaging you and keeping you on the hook and dependent. But it's not great at getting real with you. Chat is always available. Chat is free. Chat is annoyingly perky, but Chat is not a person. And it's programmed to validate, affirm, and agree with you, and not challenge you, and not make you think about things twice, and not push you forward in any real, meaningful way. So my prediction is that the people who rely on AI to replace a therapist or a coach are not going to make much progress in their life. They're going to get validated, they're going to get stuck, and they're not going to move forward because chat is never going to be like, get off your fucking ass and do the thing that you're afraid to do. You need to do it. Whether or not you make mistakes, it's okay. Chat is not going to be able to say, 3 years ago when I was struggling with this is what I did and I found this really helpful, because chat has no lived experience. Chat is not a living person. Chat has not fucked up. Chat does not have the benefit of learning from its mistakes, its fuck-ups, its misguided good intentions. Chat is not able to reflect back on itself and say, back when I was struggling with this, I tried this and that failed. And then I tried this and that failed. And then I tried this other thing that worked a little bit, and then I nuanced it and then it worked great. So if you don't want to be challenged, if all you're seeking is affirmation, then chat is for you. And next year, you'll be exactly in the place that you are now. But if you actually want to break old patterns and shift your internal narrative and actually move forward, for the love of God, hire a human. And thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Have a great week. Thanks so much for listening today. I'm Kate, and I've been your host, and I am 100% a person. You can tell by the way I flubbed many of the things I said today and the way I repeated myself and hammered my point home more than once. You can follow me on Instagram at Your Magical Midlife, and you can check out my website by the same name. I have some amazing offerings, and in June, I am launching a 4-week Empress Awakened immersion, and I hope that you will check that out. Anyway, I will talk to you next week, and if you have any questions, concerns, or commentary, you can shoot me an email at yourmagicalmidlife@gmail.com. Please remember to rate this podcast. If you liked it, please give me a 5-star review, as it helps to keep me in the algorithm. Have a great week.